Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, to a Barcelona news roundup coming up for you today. And there is some big news breaking this evening, in particular with regard to Arthur Melo's situation that right now is unravelling at Barcelona. We're also going to have the latest on the injury to Ronald Araujo. How serious is that? Is he going to be back in time to face Napoli? And also there's some words on the future of youngster Monchi, who's impressed at Barça B level. And without further ado, let's get to it. And just to say, guys, if the audio in this video does sound a little bit different, I did mention it there on my community section. Right now, I am taking advantage of this little break that we have before the Napoli game. I am away on a short holiday, but of course, the uploads have to continue. When there's stuff to bring you, it will be coming right up. And we do start here with that Araujo injury, because yesterday, of course, he went off in tears playing for Barça B. It was a really disappointing night, a really disappointing loss, like I said, on the channel last night, and he was really sad. Not only with the injury, but the fact there that it may have cost us going to the Segunda. Araujo there coming off injured, and it was then officially announced after the game that it was indeed an ankle sprain that Araujo had suffered, which actually wasn't too bad. That's not as serious as it could have been, and that's a problem there that could still see him return in time to face Napoli. And what we are going to see now is Araujo today going through a series of different tests. They're going to see exactly how severe that sprain is, and it all depends on the different grade of that sprain. If it's a grade 1 injury, he'll be back in time. You can recover there from a grade 1 sprain in a very short amount of time. If it's a grade 2 ankle sprain, it is going to be tough. It is going to be really close there to actually return to face Napoli. And if it's grade 3, if it's the most serious there of the ankle sprains, he is going to miss the game, and it will be again very difficult at centre-back to find depth. We cannot afford any problems to Gerard Piqué. Clement Lenglet, although he had that injury problem just before the break, he will be back in time, but we cannot afford any more problems. And like I say, guys, the players were given that extended time off there just to reset their batteries and just get absolutely ready for these massive Champions League game, or games, of course, to come in the coming weeks. But they did return today, not to training, but to the club facilities. They were back there to be tested, of course, for COVID-19. Still, all the precautions are staying in place, and every single player today will have gone through the procedure to make sure that everything is fine there before returning to training tomorrow. In those sessions, apparently, it's going to be more intense. The sessions they're actually training are going to be shorter, but in that time, Quique Setien is going to be trying to get his players up to speed and ready for the intensity we're going to need in these games to come. Because against Napoli, in these Champions League games, you can't start slowly. You can't just build up and gain some momentum as you go on. You've got to be on it from the very first minutes, from that first whistle. We have to be ready, and that now, in the training session, is exactly what we are going to see. The players start tomorrow. However, one player who will not be in that session tomorrow, and potentially will not be in any Barca training session for the remainder of the season, it's Arthur Melo. Because Arthur there, during that holiday period the players were given, returned home to Brazil, which was fine. There's no problem there. There's nothing wrong with that. Many of the players there went on different holidays. They returned there to their native countries. That was absolutely fine there, Arthur going back to Brazil. The problem is, though, he's still there. Even right now, he is still in Brazil, and according to all of the reliable, this is widespread media in Spain, Arthur has said to the club, you know what, I'm not coming back. He intends to stay in Brazil and not play for Barcelona again, which is massive news. And the first thing I'll say is, many people are saying, you know what, this is unprofessional, this is not good, why is Arthur doing this? He's letting the fans down, he's letting the club down, and you know what, I do agree, it's not exactly a good thing to do from Arthur Melo. It is unprofessional, he is a professional player at the end of the day, and it's not exactly ideal, particularly there towards the fans. To be honest, for me, the club, he doesn't actually owe them anything. I don't think they have done anything at all so that Arthur actually owes them something. But the fans, of course, it is sad to see it end like this. It's not what any of us would have wanted. And of course, we may not ever get to see him in a Barcelona shirt again. But I'll also say on the flip side, I do feel for Arthur. In this situation, you can look at it there and say, you know what, I kind of get that. I kind of understand why he would want to stay in Brazil, given the current situation, because look at what what he's been through over the past few months there, coming back to football, suddenly then being forced out, and I mean really, really forced out every single day, being hounded there by the board to actually change his mind and say, you know what, I am going to leave the club, because they were so desperate to get the money in, and he was basically there just thrown around as if he meant absolutely nothing to the club. And that's the problem. He doesn't feel valued here. You can't say there, oh, well, he owes the club there to be playing. Clearly he should be playing. Well, at the end of the day, what sort of respect did the club show him? They showed him no respect whatsoever. So that's why I do feel for him. It's the wrong way to go about it, and he should have actually there taken the moral high ground. But still, you can understand where he is coming from. And the other part of it too, it's not just there about the fact that he was forced out. It's not just about there that what's gone on between him and the board. Also, in terms of Arthur as a Barca player, he's been frozen out. He hasn't even been playing. So the fact there that he's saying, you know what, I don't even want to come back, I don't want to play again, he wasn't playing anyway. We've frozen him out during negotiations, when it's been confirmed there that he's going to leave to join Juventus. We haven't seen him in the team, he's got no minutes, and at the end of the day, can you really blame him now for saying, you know what, what's the point then? What would even be the point of me going back there, training every day, going in for the games, and never being selected? And you can understand right now what will be going on in his head, because I still believe that deep down, he never wanted to go. He never wanted to leave this club and join Juventus. And I'm sure he's sitting there thinking, how has all of this happened? And it just goes to show, guys, not just here in the case of Arthur, but the way things are done at this club, it's all wrong. The way our business is conducted from boardroom level, it's an absolute disaster. Because you look there over at Juventus, you look at the situation with Pjanic. He also, of course, has been sold mid-season. He's going to be swapping clubs at the end of the campaign. Is it a mess with him? Are there these sort of things going on with Pjanic and Juventus? No, there's not. It's absolutely fine. He's still in their team. He's still playing a part. He's still helping them there fight for titles, because still they have the respect and the trust there between the club and the player, because how the business was conducted. But with Arthur, all relationships seem to have broken down there between the player, the coach, the club, the board. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, and now we're here, ahead of the Champions League against Napoli. We've got no Busquets through suspension, we've got no Arturo Vidal through suspension, and suddenly, we may be about now to lose Arthur too. It's an absolute mess, and something which could have and should have been avoided. And it is interesting, guys, because finally here I do want to talk about the future of the youngster Monchi, of course, who we've spoken about over the past few weeks there at Barcelona B level, their captain, their leader. He's been absolutely instrumental there in them reaching the Segunda B playoff final, and he even scored in that final, but it was sadly not enough to see Barcelona B get the victory. But it's interesting to hear today, there's big interest apparently in him from the Premier League, and that's not the first time either. Even back in January, there are Premier League clubs there looking at Monchi and making offers for him. He, though, said no, I want to stay at the club, I want to try and fight here for a place in that first team. But going into the summer now, it does seem difficult that he's going to continue again for another season at Barcelona B level in Segunda B. That's the key here. The fact here, they haven't got that promotion. They're not going to be in the second tier now. It might be tough to keep players like Monchi at that kind of level without any hope of reaching the first team. And I think it's interesting now, with Arthur potentially not available, like I say, we've got suspensions, we may even get injuries to come. I hope we don't, but it's possible. Monchi, potentially here, could just start to look at the first team. Is he going to get a chance? Is he going to get an opportunity? And this would be showing him that it is possible. Because I think if those chances don't come, if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and if we do ask him there to stay at B team level, I think certainly in the summer, he's going to be looking at those offers from the Premier League. Just 20 years old, a lot of talent, a lot of confidence as well in the style of player that he is. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly what his future holds, because right now he's clearly in demand, and he'll expect Barcelona to clarify where his future lies. So that right now, guys, is the latest when it comes to Barcelona. I really didn't expect that kind of news about Arthur Melo today. It came out and I thought, surely not, that's not true, because just a few days ago, it was actually rumoured that Arthur wanted to come back and give everything. In these final games to come, he wanted to come back and try and leave with a trophy, leave in the right manner, but suddenly now, all of that has unravelled. I don't know if something has happened in the meantime, over the past few days perhaps, or maybe he's just gone home, he's thought about things, and he just thought, you know what, this isn't right. This whole situation, I can't deal with that. I'm not going back. I don't see why I should. And like I say, I can understand people who think, you know what, that's unprofessional, that's not a good look there for a professional player. I do understand that. But I also understand the personal situation that Arthur will have had to have gone through over these past few weeks. It's probably been really, really tough for him. And ultimately, it's a sad situation that, again, the club have got us into. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on Arthur, on Araujo, and of course, on Monchi as well. Is he ready for the first team, or at least a few chances? Let me know all those thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for joining me once again today, guys. And if anything does happen as well, of course I will still be in the TalkFCB Flick Chat, which you can find there down in the description. I'll see you soon, with plenty more to come. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.